Find a comfortable seat on your mat or in your space. Allow the sit bones to be rooted into the ground, maybe even sitting on a towel, pillow, or blanket. Allowing the spine to remain nice and tall, top of head lifted towards the ceiling, and the shoulders relaxed from the ears, hands relaxed in the lap or wherever is comfortable. And begin to breathe in and out through the nose. On the inhale, filling the belly with air, and on the exhale, belly retreats back to the spine. Try to keep an even pace of breath. Inhale, sit tall, send both arms overhead, gaze up, and bring the palms together as you exhale towards heart. Inhale, lift arms and gaze, and exhale, release palms to heart center. Inhale, palms up, gaze up, and exhale, release the hands behind the back, interlacing all 10 fingers or grabbing the arms where you can, expanding the chest, and exhale, fold forward, allowing the hands to lift towards the ceiling. As you inhale, sit back up, bring both arms up and gaze up, and exhale, rotate to your right, twisting. Right hand behind the back, nice open collarbones, gaze over right shoulder, and exhale to unwind. Inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, twist to the left, bringing left hand behind the back. Tall spine, open chest. And exhale back to the center. Uncross the legs, bringing the sit bones to the mat, lifting the feet off the ground, keeping the knees bent if you need, and hands under the legs. Toes to the ground for more support, or you can extend the legs straight. If you'd like, you can also release the arms. You'll be sure that whichever place you choose, the low back is nice and firm. On the exhale, cross the legs, plant the hands, and work your way back to a plank position. Wrists are under the shoulders, heels press away from the head, and the body is nice and parallel to the ground. Make sure the low back isn't sinking down. On the exhale, soften the knees down to the ground, untuck the toes, and exhale the belly down to the ground. Hug the elbows in, roll the shoulders up and back. Inhale up to a low cobra. Exhale, lower the chest. Inhale up, and exhale, lower chest to mat. Inhale up, and then allow the body to come all the way back towards the tabletop position. Knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Inhale, belly dips down, tailbone and head rise. On the exhale, back rounds. Inhale, expand the chest. Exhale, expand the shoulder blades, rounded back. Inhale once more, head and hips rise. And exhale, round the back. Come back to the neutral spine, walk the hands out. In front of you, curl the toes under and come up to a downward facing dog, lifting the hips away from the hands, pressing the hips back, making sure the arms and back are nice and long, keeping a nice healthy bend to both knees, maybe even straightening one leg or the other, bending the knees, just kind of warming the backs of legs for a moment. On the exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, take some walks to the top of the mat or steps to the top. Inhale, halfway lifting, look ahead. Exhale as you fold, relax head and neck. Inhale, tiny bend to the knees as you rise up to standing, arms and gaze, lift. Exhale, send palms to heart. Inhale, lengthen, look up. Exhale, bend to fold forward. Hands to the shins, lift halfway to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. Step one foot, then the other back to a plank. Exhale, travel high to low. Keep the elbows close to the body as you glide up, allowing tops of feet to come to the mat, chest to open, and exhale back, downward facing dog. Be sure the hands are just receiving a nice even pressure throughout the palms and all 10 fingers. Nice length in the spine and arms. And the belly draws in and up towards the tailbone. On the next exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, walk to the top of mat, lift halfway on inhale, exhale as you fold, inhale, rise up to standing, lengthen, and exhale, send palms to heart. Inhale, lengthen through both arms. Exhale, bend from the hips to fold. Relax the neck. Inhale, halfway, flatten the back. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to plank. Shoulders over wrists. Exhale, high to low. Glide up on the inhale, engaging inner thighs. And exhale, downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathing continual breath in and out through the nose. And keeping the breath at an even pace if you can. Lift the right leg on inhale. Swing that right foot to the top of the mat between the hands. Plant the ankle under the right knee and lift both arms. Trying to press the right hip back so you feel a stretch in the front left hip. Warrior one. Go ahead and bring that left hand to the left thigh. Inhale, right arm skyward. Reversing the warrior. Keeping front knee over ankle. And then open up that back foot so your front right heel aligns with back left arch. Arms to a T. Gaze over front hand. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten the right leg and exhale, extend right hand away and down to the shin just below the knee is ideal. Left arm comes skyward, triangle pose, Trikonasana. So both legs are straight here. You can keep your gaze down at the ground or ahead for better balance if needed. Open back up to warrior two on inhale, arms to a T. Reverse the warrior one more time. And exhale, release both hands to the ground, step back to plank, exhale, high to low. Inhale, expand the chest, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and out. Inhale, lift the left leg, send the left foot to top of mat between the hands, left knee over ankle, arms up. Pressing the left hip back so there's a stretch in front right hip. Back right toes are facing the top right corner of the mat. And go ahead and release the right hand to right leg, send the left arm skyward, lengthening left side, reverse warrior. And then you'll open to warrior two, making sure that the front left heel is in line with the back right arch. The right foot is parallel to the short side of your mat. Gaze over the front hands, arms to a T. Then inhale that left leg straight and exhale, send the left hand away from you and towards the left shin below the knee. So you're lengthening the torso and head away from the hips. Keeping the gaze down if you like for balance or up to the ceiling for a challenge. Go ahead and bend that left knee, coming back up to warrior two, arms to a T. Lift the left arm overhead, reversing the warrior, and exhale both hands to the ground. Step back to plank. Exhale, high to low. Gliding up on the inhale to upward dog, and exhale back, downward facing dog. Exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, maybe hop to the top of mat. Inhale halfway, look ahead. Exhale as you fold, relax the neck. Bending the knees, inhale up to standing, sending arms skyward. We're coming into a chair pose, so knees are staying bent, the tailbone is pointed down. Go ahead and lift that right heel, then lift the left heel, bringing the stretch to each foot. If you like, you can lift both heels at the same time, or just keep them planted. Either way, you're going to slowly lower down towards a squatting pose. As you exhale, bring both palms together and twist to your right, bringing the left elbow outside the right knee. You don't have to be squatted all the way down. You can be lifted up higher if this bothers your knee or balance. As you inhale, come back to the center, lifting the arms, and exhale, twist to your left, bringing right elbow outside left knee. Again, you can lift up the bottom from the ground. As you come back to the center, send the arms back up. From wherever you are, lift all the way up to standing. See if you can come to the tippy toes, and then exhale, release palms to heart and heels to ground. Inhale, lengthen, look up. Exhale, bend to fold forward. Halfway up on the inhale, flatten back. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to plank. Exhale, high to low, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog and exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, exhale, pulse it into the chest. Lift it on inhale, exhale, pulse in. Inhale to lift, exhale, pulse in, send the right foot to the ground. Keep the back left heel lifted into a high lunge, arms are skyward. You can separate the stance of feet for better balance. Exhale, bring both palms to the ground to frame that right foot. Take some pulses with the left foot until you shift your weight up to the right foot, balancing on the right leg with the knee bent and the left leg is lifted. If you can, open up the left hip over the right, sort of stacking it. You can keep both hands to the ground as you open the hip or open one arm, left arm skyward to half moon. Very slowly, set that left foot back down to that high lunge and inhale up to 2 straight legs. Both feet are to the ground. Lengthen the back on inhale. You can stay with the back parallel to the ground or you can fold over the front leg. Nice stretch for hamstrings. Challenge to balance. From here, bend the front knee. Bring the hands to the ground. Left hand under left shoulder. Inhale, right arm skyward. Twisted lunge. Exhale, right hand to the ground. Soften the left knee down to the ground. Untuck the toe. And lengthen both arms up to a low lunge. Release the hands or all 10 fingers behind the back to an interlace, expanding the chest, maybe a slight back bend, drawing the belly in. And then releasing the hands to the ground once more to either side of that right foot. And bring that right knee to bend, setting it to the ground for a pigeon pose. So right knee is bent, right foot is behind left heel. And your hips are nice and level here. Level to the ground or parallel to the ground. You might stay sort of seated or relaxing there with your arms up, or if you have the capability, you might lower down to the forearms, relaxing the back leg, keeping a nice smooth breath, trying to remain as still as possible. As you're ready to lift back up, bring the hands to the ground, curl the back toes under, lift that right leg up to the ceiling and pulse it in on the exhale. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, pulse in. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, pulse in, and return back to downward dog. Left leg comes up on inhale. Pulse the left knee into chest or nose. Lengthen on inhale, exhale, pulse in. Lengthen, inhale, exhale, pulse in. Plant the left leg. Bring the right heel off the mat, high lunge. Again, you can widen stance for balance as arms come up. And exhale, release hands to the ground, framing that left foot. Take some pulses forward, stepping to the top of the mat, balancing on the left leg with the left knee slightly bent. Lifting the right arm, and or right leg. You can open that right hip over the left. You can lift the right arm or not. And keep both hands to the ground if that's better for balance. And always modifying for whatever's best for you and your body. Even on this day, moment, things change constantly. Exhale to lower the back foot to the ground. Inhale up to 2 straight legs. Both legs are straight, toes facing forward. And exhale, folding if you can over that front leg. Nice stretch for the hamstrings. Next inhale, bend the front left knee. Extend that right leg back to that lunge. Keep the right hand under right shoulder. Inhale, left arm skyward. And release left hand to the ground. Drop the right knee down. Keep the left knee over ankle as you bring both arms up to a low lunge. Should feel a nice stretch in the front right hip. And exhale. Release the hands behind the back again, expanding the chest. Shoulder blades come together down the back. Maybe small back bend as you gaze up. And then hands release back to the top of mat. You'll send this left foot bending the knee and placing it under the arm so the left foot comes towards the right arm. And you'll allow the back leg to relax. Pigeon pose. You can keep supported with the hands. Again, you want to make sure that you're supporting the upper body with the hands. You want to make sure that the hips are nice and level to the ground, that one hip isn't rocking too much to one side or the other. Holding the hips in one place, you can stay elevated, or if it's possible or available to you, you can come down to the forearms as well. Trying to relax the upper body, chest, shoulders, and neck rather, as much as you can. As you come back up on inhale, curl the back toes under, lift the left leg up. Exhale, pulse the left knee in. Lengthen on the inhale, exhale the pulse in. And once you complete, release back to downward facing dog. Exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, step to top of mat, lift halfway on inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen all the way to standing, gaze up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, bend to fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. It's time to stay in plank, pressing heels away from the head. Lift one leg if you can, if that's available to you. Make sure the low back doesn't sink down. Make sure you're using support from the fingers in addition to the palms. If you've lifted one leg, go ahead and lower it and lift the opposite leg. Still pushing back, heel away from head. And then release down to both knees, untuck the toes, and sit back into child's pose or balasana, allowing the bottom to come towards the heels. If you need more space, you can spread the knees apart a little bit further. Arms can stay relaxed in front of you. Or if it bothers your shoulders, hands can come back towards the ankles. As you inhale back up, you'll lift to a tabletop position. Knees under the hips, wrists under shoulders. Inhale, head and hips rise. Exhale, back rounds. Inhale, head and hips rise. And exhale, round the back, chin to chest. Inhale, head and hips rise. And then you'll exhale again once more, round the back, chin to chest. And then you'll come back to a neutral back here. Go ahead and just bring the feet into a cross-legged position so you can bring the body to a seated position on the mat. Slide the skin away from the sit bones. Inhale, lengthen both arms, and exhale, fold forward over those legs. You can allow the hands to release at any place, shins, ankles, calves, feet, toes, whatever is comfortable. I say comfortable meaning not too much of a strain, but you obviously want to feel a nice healthy stretch under both legs. Both legs should remain completely connected to the mat. Try to relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Following the breath in and out. As you come back up on inhale, lift up to a seated position. Go ahead and bend both knees, bringing the feet to the ground. And then bringing both hands behind the body, palms under the shoulders, fingers facing forwards. You can keep the knees bent, lifting up to a tabletop position, reversed, or bring the feet to the end of the mat, lifting up to a sort of reversed table position, chest is skyward. From either of those places, slowly lower the bottom back down to the mat. Bring the right foot into the groin, keeping left leg extended, and you'll fold as you're ready over that left leg. Again, you're keeping the left leg connected to the ground and folding only as much as is comfortable. Make sure the jaw is loose, neck relaxed. And then as you inhale back up, give a switch. So pull the left foot into the groin, extend the right leg out. Lengthen the arms on inhale, and exhale. Fold the torso over the right leg. So you're keeping the right foot flexed to the ceiling so the right leg is nice and long, but you'll relax the kneecap and relax the upper body over the right leg. As you inhale, you'll fill the lungs. Exhale, release the air. As you inhale, you'll rise back up to a seat, and then just scoot to the center of your mat or space. Be sure the tailbone is planted to the ground, the low back is firm, and core is pulled in, belly firm. Come back to a boat pose. Again, you can keep the hands connected to the knees, knees bent, or legs straight, or arms released. Firm low back, chest stays lifted, smooth breath. Focus on keeping the breath nice and equal or even. If you notice any shaking, just acknowledge it's the muscles working hard. And exhale, release. Come down to the back. Maybe bring the arms overhead to bring some space to the abdominals. And then just allow the knees to kind of, keeping the soles of feet to the ground, knees towards the ceiling, just allow the knees to come back and forth, kind of like windshield wipers, allowing a nice stretch along the sides of the body, left and right, dropping knees to one side and the other. And then from here, you'll keep the feet to the ground, knees up to the ceiling. The heels are a few inches below the bottom. You'll keep the hands to the ground. And on your exhale, you'll lift up the hips and bottom towards the ceiling, bridge pose. You can keep the hands to the ground or lift the shoulders one at a time, wrapping the shoulders underneath and bringing the arms, fingers to an interlace so you can support the body with the shoulders rather than the neck. Of course, you can just keep the back as it was and hands to the ground as well. Here you're making sure to engage the inner thighs, squeezing inner thighs towards each other, focusing on the thighs more than the glutes. Once you're ready, slowly lower the bottom back down to the ground. Bring both soles of feet together to touch the feet and allow the knees to fall open to either side of the body. When you are ready, bring both knees into the chest, wrap the hands around the shins, just give a small rock side to side, massage the low back. And then release the soles of feet back down to the ground. And very slowly just find your way up to a seated position, allowing the legs to cross if that's comfortable, sit bones again to root to the ground, and a nice tall spine, just as you began. Inhale, lift the arms overhead, and exhale, bring palms to heart center. Inhale, find that length, look up. Exhale, palms back down to the heart. Inhale, lift and look up, and exhale, send palms to heart center. Allowing the hands to relax in the lap. Just taking just a few moments to acknowledge the greater space you've created in the body. Just allowing the breath to come and go on its own. Eyes closed, jaw and facial muscles relaxed. Notice the next few breaths. Bring a little bit of greater awareness to the body as the air enters through the nose, exits through the nose. Slowly send the arms up one more time overhead. Bring the thumbs down to the forehead. and then the thumbs down to the heart, bowing the head to the hands to acknowledge your practice. Thank you so much. Namaste.